And we are live! Hey everybody, and welcome to Ch1Con Chat. Sorry we're a little bit delayed today. We were all talking about piñatas and candy and stuff, and we lost track of time. If you don't know what Ch1Con Chat, we are a bi-monthly live video chat by the members of the Chapter 1 Young Writers Conference, and sometimes some of our friends as well, where we talk about writing and reading and books and like shipping characters and all kinds of fun stuff. And our topic for today is how we write, so we will be talking about that. If you don't know what the Chapter 1 Young Writers Conference is, it is a young writers conference takes place annually just outside Chicago in the suburbs. And this year it's going to be on Saturday, August 6th in St. Charles, Illinois. You can find more information on our website at www.chapter1conference.com. And we've got some really cool speakers coming this year, so you should go check it out. And yeah, if you want to ask us questions or comment on what we're talking about at any point during the chat, you can do that by tweeting using hashtag #Ch1Con. That's the letter CH, the number 1, and the letter CON. So, yeah. And we're going to get started. So, if you guys want to introduce yourselves so everyone knows who's talking. Also, heads up, I'm eating dinner while this is going. I apologize for how awkward I'm going to be. But yeah, okay, so Ch1Con team members, introduce yourselves.
We should alphabetical, right?
Yeah, alphabetical.
Okay, well, I'll start. My name is Ariel Kaladi. I am the Associate Online Administrator for Ch1Con. So I associately administrate the internet, and I love the internet and pizza and Harry Potter, and I'm a second-year student at Sarah Lawrence. The end.
You're done? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm Brett Jonas. I am Chapter 1 Conference's, one of Chapter 1 Conference's creative consultors, something like that. I am the oldest of 8 kids who run a goat farm, so you may hear me talk about that. It's kind of a big part of my life. I write young adult fiction. I have since I was 15, and I recently just finished writing my 4th manuscript, and I'm getting ready to start editing what was my 3rd one.
Yay!
Yay! I finished it!
You finished it.
Is it me next?
Yeah.
I'm next. Okay, cool. Hi, I'm Emma Ryan. I am a senior in high school. I'm about to graduate. I don't know where I'm going to college. I write lots of random things, lots of short stories. I try to write books and generally fail a lot. I'm the littlest team member so far. I'm the youngest. Except for I'm pretty much the youngest. But I love you guys. I love being here, and I will try to contribute as much as I can. I'll probably ask more questions than I answer, though. So.
And that's all. Asking questions is always a worthwhile thing to do too. Jay comes next, right?
Yeah. I just read the alphabet.
I know the alphabet. All right. So if you don't know me, I'm Julia. I am the founder of Ch1Con. I'm a senior at the University of Michigan, and I'm graduating in just over a month, which is really crazy and scary. I just turned in my creative writing honors thesis this past Monday, so that's done.
And I love it.
And this fall, I'm going to be attending the Columbia Publishing Course UK at Exeter College, University of Oxford. Yay!
Wow.
And I'm also very tired and very hungry, hence why I'm eating nachos. So, Kira, you're up.
Okie doke. I am Kira Brighton, and I am the Master of Marketing. That's what I am now for Ch1Con. And let's see, I'm a senior studying English at BYU, Idaho, and I also write YA novels. I've written 19 so far and shrunk to over half of them. So, woo!
I am like constantly amazed by your productivity.
Like, you
constantly.
Thanks.
Here's the book a year since she was -2. Really cool.
Not quite.
All very impressive.
Thank
We
you.
know math.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, so getting started, again, if you guys want to ask us questions or comment on what we're talking about, you can do that using the hashtag Ch1Con on Twitter. That's the letter CH, the number 1, and the letter CON. Okay, so we're going to get started. Once again, our topic is how we write. So to get started, let's talk about like how we go about like getting words on the page. Do you guys like to use a notebook? Do you use a computer? Do you do like half and half? Do you write on your phone even? Like how do you write?
Ariel.
Oh, because of alphabetical.
Yeah.
Your turn.
I have to write on a computer. I don't know why. It's like I can't do it in notebooks, which a lot of people can't do it on the computer. I can't do it in notebooks. I think I just really like deleting things and going back and putting sentences like in other places. You can't really do that in notebooks. And yeah, I mean I write poetry in notebooks, but that's because I don't delete as much stuff there. Yeah.
Can I
So
add something?
computers.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Alphabetical order, but can I add something real fast?
Yeah,
Yeah.
go for it.
I do the exact opposite.
Oh.
I delete so much when I write poetry that I have to do it on a computer, and I have to write longhand in notebooks for a reason I'll explain later.
Oh,
Interesting.
alright. Well, that's interesting, yeah.
All right, so I draft on my iPad. I have an iPad with a Bluetooth keyboard case that I bought my grandma's iPad from her, and she bought me the keyboard case for my birthday. And it saves my life because I can take it anywhere. Because it fits in my purse, and the battery life is like 8 or 9 hours. So I just carry my iPad with me everywhere and write all the time on my iPad with Evernote, actually, because Evernote syncs and it has no formatting. So, like, I don't get distracted messing around with it. And then when I move on to editing, I have to go to Word on my computer.
Okay, that's really cool.
It's
Yeah.
been amazing. I have logged, like, I think over, like, 300,000 words on my iPad since Grandma gave it, or since I bought it from Grandma, like, 2 years ago. So
Wow.
it's seen a lot of mileage. The keyboard case is kind of starting to fall apart. I need to get a new one eventually. But I'm kind of hoping to upgrade my iPad, too, because it's getting old. Because it was Grandma's for quite some time before it was mine. So it's like an iPad 2, I think. And they've got like 3 or 4 more versions after that, so.
It's Apple, of course.
Yeah, right? I actually kind of want to go away from the iPad and get like a Samsung tablet because I'm not a huge Apple person. It's literally the only Apple product I own, so we'll see. It may or may not happen.
My brother just got one of those like Windows Surface Pro things.
Yeah.
And, like he loves it.
That's kind of what I was actually wanting because I could do my editing on that too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, my sister has one of those. She only uses it to watch TV though.
Is it alphabet? It's me.
Yeah, it's you.
We're writers. We can do the alphabet.
Yeah, and I want to be a librarian too, which is doubly bad. So that's it. Don't show this at like library school if I ever go to that. So I draft in notebooks. I write in composition notebooks almost exclusively. I hate spiral ring. So I do in pencil in composition notebooks because I have a really big problem with like procrastinating and hyper editing everything. Like once I have like 2 or 3 paragraphs typed out for myself, I edit the crap out of them and then never write anything else. Because I can be just with words for like years. So what I do is I force myself to draft longhand, and I cross things out and write notes in the margins, but I can't edit things like with like what Ariel was saying with like sentence order and word choice. Like I can't change any of that. I won't let myself because I need to create more words. And then once I'm to a point where I want to start to sort of have a concrete thing, type it into the computer. I also write on my iPad a lot more now. iPads at my school, like we have them for academic purposes. So I'll sit with my iPad open in like literally any of my classes and just go through old documents and like edit things and fuss around with stuff on my iPad. So that's how I do it. And then with poetry, I generally type it first because poetry is all short and it's all about changing word order, making things sound pretty and syntax and different things. So I let myself type those first a lot of the time.
Interesting. So I cannot write in composition notebooks. I need spiral bound. If I don't have a spiral bound, like I just can't think.
Blasphemy.
So this is interesting. It's also really stupid though, because like I'm left-handed, so like the spiral is always digging into my hand. So like I usually use a composition notebook, but I can't do it. That might be part of the reason why I almost exclusively write on my laptop. A lot of the time I'll like take down quotes in a notebook or like on my phone in the notebook app on it. Like the iPhone just comes with like the notes app that's like on it. I just use that. But if I'm doing like heavy duty writing, I usually will have my laptop out. If I'm writing like a song or a poem, I'm more likely to do it in a notebook. But if I'm like doing noveling, it's generally on my computer. Every once in a while though, I can't think of it on a computer. I need paper. And like they'll happen like once or twice a year where I'll like dash out a few pages on a notebook and then I'll be done and back to computer again. Yeah.
All right. Well, I do both handwritten and computer, I suppose. I prefer to type because handwriting hurts with my pain condition, and it's also really, really terrible and no one can read it. But if I'm someplace where I can't use my computer and I'm in the middle of a book, like in class all the time, then I will write in my journal. This is my journal right now. It's my, what is it, my 73rd journal? Something like that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's my 73rd. And I have my Ch1Con pen.
7.
I love using my conference pens for plotting and stuff.
I just use them for homework. I pull them out and I'm like, Chapter 1 Young Writers Conference.
It makes me happy every time I see it. I'm just like, oh look, it's my conference pen.
Well, we're getting new ones this year, so.
Yeah, I know, because you gave me like half the box that was left last
I have like
yeah.
20.
I have so many of them.
I'm finally almost out of pens. I had like 100 of them at school, and almost all of them have run out of ink finally. It's like a celebratory moment every time I kill one.
Finally.
Because we've had the new logo for like over a year now, and we're still using the pens with the old logo. Anyway, though, okay, so moving on. So it's interesting about how we write versus, laptops versus iPads versus notebooks and all that. So I'm wondering, so who plots versus pantses, and do you think that has anything to do with the medium that you write on?
Actually, I think I was just thinking about this. Part of the fact that I need to use a computer is because I like do a lot of pantsing, because I just I'm writing my book and then all of a sudden I'm like, wait, no, I don't want to do that. So I have to go back and change it, which would be a nightmare in a notebook. So I'm like, wait, I had some subplot like 4 chapters ago that I'm just dropping now, so I have to go back and fix everything. So yeah, a lot of it has to do with the fact that I don't actually make outlines. So yeah.
So I used to be a hardcore pantser, didn't plot anything at all. I had a general idea of where my ending was going, and that was about it. And I just finished my 4th novel, and with this one, I've kind of evolved a little bit to where I know at the beginning where my ending is. And I kind of know the overall path that it's going to take them to get there. And then sometimes when I get stuck, I'll jot out, like, bullet points, what's going to happen next if I get stuck. But then when I reach, like, about 10K, 10,000 words before I'm finishing, I know exactly what's going to happen. So I bullet point it all, and I've got, this is the notebook that I just used to finish, so there's lots of, it's like 5 or 6 pages of bullet points, of the last 10,000 words.
Oh my god.
And yeah, bullet points of the last 10,000 words, literally everything that happens. And then I just do a mad dash towards the end, and I finish those 10,000 words in like 2 days because I'm just so excited to get to the end, and I know exactly what's going to happen. But I can't do that until I'm within 10,000 words of the end. I don't know why. I guess by then I know all the subplots, and I just know I have to resolve them. But I'm pretty much a pantser until the last 10,000 words, and then I plot it out obsessively, and then just write 10,000 words in 2 days. So that's happened with the last 3 novels now. It's weird.
See, I don't finish things, so I don't know. I don't know if I will ever get to the point where I will ever feel the inclination to anything. But I don't outline anything. I make things up very much as I go along, and I think it's because I really, really like improv and acting and like pretend game stuff, and so that's when I think I've been the most creative in my life. And like if I'm not making it up as I go along, it's less. I feel like it's less good.
Right.
But I tend, like I said, have an ending in mind. When I do finish things, there is an ending in mind, and I do get to it. It's when I don't have an ending in mind that I tend to not finish. I also seem to write in scenes a lot. Like my chapters tend to have a beginning, middle, and an end. So I tend to sit down and write a chapter longhand, then I'll type it. And then I'll say, okay, what did I resolve? What didn't I resolve? And then I'll write a long chapter longhand and then type it. Or in some cases, when I'm writing short stories, I will write the entire short story longhand and then I'll type it. So it's kind of weird like that, but that's how I like to do it.
Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, so I'm probably the most similar to Ariel. This where like I do a lot of pantsing, so I'm constantly like having to go up and like change things as I'm writing. So like I do like this weird like I'll like write a couple paragraphs as like the bare bones versions of those paragraphs, and then I'll go up and like flesh out the details more, and then go up and like work it out further. So like I really need a computer to be able to like just constantly be going back and forth working on it. And then if I'm like really in the heat of the moment with writing where like I'm like just going for it, like I won't do that, but it's more like when I'm not sure exactly what I'm doing, I do that a lot.
Right.
But I definitely have to go back and change things constantly as I'm writing because I don't know where I'm going. I always have to fix things as I go. And I also so I don't like write with a specific ending in mind generally, but I'll write with like several different ideas of the ending in mind. So like as I'm writing, I'll be writing with the idea that any of these could happen. And so like it's kind of a mess when you go back, so you're like, this guy seems like the bad guy here, but now this guy seems like the bad guy here, and like you never know what's happening. So like I really need to have stuff on my computer so I can go back and fix inconsistencies like that. What I will say though, I'm like Brett, where once I'm like towards the end, like once I'm heading into the climax, I'll do bullet points of like everything that needs to happen, just so like I can make sure I like follow everything.
Right.
With the novel I'm working on right now, I actually just got to do the bullet points the other day, and it's a really exciting moment where I'm like, I'm getting close, finally! The bullet points! Yeah, but also I was just thinking,
Okay.
when I do outline anything, like, I usually will outline after I've already finished the first draft, and so I'll, like, finish the novel, and then I'll go and, like, reverse outline it, and then fix things based on what it seems like there's problems in the outline. And I have to do that kind of stuff on paper. Like, I can't think on the computer when I'm doing that. What were you gonna say?
Huh? Oh no, I think there's like a weird delay. I commented on something. You were like talking about how you were outlining after the fact, and so it was kind of just like, okay, so like what happened again? So like
Gotcha.
exactly what happened. I don't know. I think there's a weird delay. I'm far away from
Yeah, it's the chat's acting really weird. But
Okay,
yeah,
so it's not just
it's
me.
no, I'm
No.
noticing that with all of us. It's been really funky.
Okay,
Okay.
sorry.
Anyway, Kira, if you want to
So,
go.
my turn?
Yeah.
Yay. Okay. Gosh. See, now I've forgotten the question. Hold on. It'll come back.
So, are you a plotter versus a pantser, and do you think that the way,
Oh, yes.
like, what
Oh.
you write on influences that?
Right. Okay. Yes, I am a pantser, but I pants towards a designated climax or ending, one of the two. And I mean, I guess that affects what I write on, because it's like I write on whatever's immediately available because I'm so excited to get to the end. I'm just like, yes, ending. So.
That's how I am too, honestly. So I just have my iPad with me all the time. So
Yeah, I've had like both the upside and downside of the fact that I take my laptop with me to all my classes because a lot of them like I have to have it up to like be looking at what we're going over in class, and I'll have a Word document open off to the side and be like working on it because I'm like so close to the end where I'm like I just want to finish this thing.
I know. I may or may not have been a little late
You're
to work the other day because I was finishing oops.
I've done that in
My
writing
teachers
class.
don't let us use our laptops ever at my school,
Smart
which
teachers
is
do
stupid.
not let you use laptops. No, about half my classes you aren't allowed to use them, and then the other half we need them because we're supposed to be like I have a creative writing class where we're critiquing other people's like portfolios for their final project like the entire semester. So like every day I need my laptop out because I have to be looking at portfolios, and I also a student like.
I'm the same way. My entire school has iPads, and so absolutely everyone is doing different things during school, and it's especially bad with iPads because apps get ridiculously popular among us, and it's like we're all playing on the same app. Well, it's horrendous. But I do a lot of writing. I do a lot of editing on my iPad. I don't write things a lot on my iPad, but I'll go through old stuff and just like rip it apart and put it back together for fun because I'm bored.
That's an interesting point. So, for those who have edited things, do you have a format that you prefer to edit in? Like, do you print out your story to edit it, or do you look at it on your computer or on a different device, like an iPad or a Kindle, or how do you go about doing that?
I think it's better on the computer. I did, like just because it has the little comment function, and I like changing things right on the spot a lot of the time. So. Yeah. Oh, so yeah, it's easier.
I've been using my laptop just because I like using Microsoft Word, and I've been using a checklist to go off of, so I can fix things immediately. But my checklist is also like I'm kind of going down from the top to the bottom with my manuscript while referring back to my checklist. So I just use Word. I think it'd be harder on paper because I wouldn't be able to change things right away, like Ariel said. So yeah, I use Word on my laptop.
When I've done things correctly, when I'm actually taking the time to do it right, what I'll do is I'll print it out, I'll read through it for spelling, punctuation kind of stuff. Then I'll go in, make those changes, and then not make any other changes. Even though I'm very, very tempted to make other changes, I won't. I will just do spelling, grammar, taking out, like, oh, add this here, notes that I used to have. And then I'll send it out to people. And then I'll get it back, and I'll make a list of things that are wrong, and then I need to fix on, like, a structural plot level and on a this sentence doesn't make sense level. And then I'll edit and I'll change it and it'll be right. When I'm not doing it correctly, I just start on page 1 and I read and I'm like, oh, this is dumb, I'm going to add stuff. Or, oh, this is a bad first line, I'm going to change it. Like, I'll just go in and futz with the first 5 pages forever and never go around.
Wow. So I used to print out every single novel. Emma, are you done?
Oh, yeah, I think I disappeared. I was done, though.
It's like super laggy and weird looking. I hate Google. um,
Google.
anyway, though. So I used to print out in these like massive, like I would look through each page with a red pen because I thought that's what you're supposed to do. And then like one day I realized that that's stupid, like to feel obligated to do that. If that works for you, obviously go for it. But like it wasn't doing anything for me.
Usually the stuff I do that with is short. So like, just.
I did that with like 475-page novels.
Oh,
Huge waste of paper and ink. Yeah, I still have them all. I still have all these like binders under my bed because I don't know what to do with them now.
Someone sent me a link to this editing trick that I tried once and actually really enjoyed it. I just haven't had a chance to do it again. So they said reduce the font size of your novel and the margins, take out all the double spacing, take out all the formatting, squish it down to 30 to 40 pages. And then print it out, and you can go crazy on it. You can highlight it, but it's only 30 pages, and you can spread it out on the floor in front of you and see your entire story in front of you. And I tried it once, and it was so cool to see my whole story. It was also kind of like I spent all that time working on this. Like, there's not a lot here, but it was so cool to see it all in one spot at one time. And I was able to mark all over it and highlight scenes that I wanted to cut, like with a red highlighter, just slash through them and highlight scenes that I needed more of, and it was awesome, and it only took 30 pages of paper, so I didn't feel like I was wasting.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So if you Google it, I mean, it was like 30-page revision process, whatever. I'm sure you can find it somewhere. It was really cool reading the blog post about it and then trying it.
Yeah. So yeah, but that's what I used to do. Now I generally just do it on my computer with Microsoft Word because I like being able to make changes as I go and all that kind of stuff. If I am doing like major changes, I will like print out like the like chapter list and the scene list to be able to like rearrange, like, and I'll cut it out and I'll rearrange it like a puzzle on the table as I go to try to figure out what to do with it. But like overall, I just work on Microsoft Word. What about you, Kira?
Yeah, I do all my editing on Microsoft Word. I just kind of plow through the book repeatedly, editing things, and I take notes on the app notes of everything that I catch that I'm not able to edit at that specific moment. So when I go back and do it all over again, that time I can focus on that particular issue I want to work on. I also do a little bit of like outlining and world building stuff a lot when I'm editing, and most of that I just do in like my journal. So.
Alright. Okay, so we're going to have one last question because we've been taking forever to answer each question, which is great, just like it's taking up time. Do you have any special like rituals or like a certain type of environment that you need to be in order to write?
The only thing I have is that I have to have a particular playlist, because then I get set in the mood, and then no matter where I am, if I have like headphones in with the playlist on, then I can ignore the other stuff. And then the thing is, like, if I like the songs on the playlist, I never listen to them otherwise. So like, if I hear a song from the playlist, I'm like, no, I'm not writing. I can't listen to it. I have to like have like a Pavlovian reaction to the playlist. But yeah, that's about it. It's useful though.
I can write pretty much anytime, anywhere, as long as I have my iPad and my earbuds, because I need to be able to tune my siblings out. So I don't have a particular playlist that I listen to. It's basically whatever songs I'm obsessing over currently, as long as I know them well enough to sing them in my head without actually focusing on them.
Yes.
So I can sing along with them with the part of my brain that would normally be paying attention to my siblings, and then I can write with the rest of my brain, if that makes any sense. So, like, I'm always listening to everyone else is like, I can't listen to music with words. I'm like, no, I have to listen to music with words because otherwise the rest of my brain is listening to the conversation over there. But this way I can distract myself on something familiar and just, like, kind of tune it out and write at the same time. And so as long as I'm comfortable, this is my normal writing spot. I have a beanbag here and pillow, and I sit here and write most mornings. But I can really write anywhere.
Yeah, I know exactly how you feel about music, and
Yes.
I identify with all of that very much. I have not a big family, but a loud family.
Yes.
We're very chatty. I tend to like to write at night, in my bed when I'm doing it longhand, and then at my desk when I am typing. I generally listen to music, but I'm a very distractible person. I have a very hard time sitting and doing anything for a long period of time. I'm disordered. So it's like it's whenever the fates conspire to have me be in a good mental state to write and have no distractions or other things I have to be doing. So recently that hasn't been happening very much, but when it does happen, that's when I can write, and that's when I must write.
Alright. I like what mood I'm in for where I can write and like who I can be around and all that stuff. Generally, like the last couple years, what's been best for me is like going to like a coffee shop or Panera or something like that, or writing in class. And it helps if I don't know, I'd like to be around a bunch of other people, but not in the way that I'm like actually with other people. So I have to like be by myself around a bunch of strangers, and then a lot of the time I'll like turn on music to tune them out, like so I can't hear them, but like it's just nice knowing they're there for some reason. I don't know, it's weird. I guess it also helps that I have like food with me, then because food's always wonderful. But yeah, other than that, I really don't have any like rituals or anything that I have to follow. I generally can write anytime, anywhere, as long as I'm like in the mood to do it.
Yeah. If you're not in the mood, you can't really write.
I think you kind of have to force yourself, though, if you're not in the mood, because it's hard to capture the mood.
So it depends on the project. If I'm doing something for like school where I have to do it, then like I will force myself. If I'm just doing a creative project for fun, like writing a novel or something like that, then generally, unless it's like NaNoWriMo, I will not force myself.
Right.
Like, I'd rather like enjoy myself doing it because this is what I'm doing for fun at the moment. It's not a job at the moment. So.
Right. I make myself write every single day, but I don't really force the amount of words. So there are days when I write 3 words. My minimum, I think the least amount I did one day was 7 words. But I make myself, when I'm in the middle of a project, I make myself write every day so I don't lose momentum, and then I can say, I wrote that day, and I don't know, I don't have to be in the mood to write 7 words, but I find that starting it often gets me in the mood. So
yeah, that's a good idea.
And then I write more. But I make myself write every single day except I was on vacation with this last novel, so I took 2 weeks off. I think we just totally cut you off, Kira.
Yeah, sorry. Go on, Kira. We just like go on.
Okay. Well, yeah, no, I'm very flexible. I can work with almost any circumstance, actually. I have to force myself to sit down. I have to do the button chair thing. But once I start writing, I can tune everything else out. I'm kind of obsessive, I guess, because I do have OCD, actually, for real. So I can just sit down and be like, I'm doing this right now, and nothing else is going to happen.
Well, Kira is also a magical fairy of writing, so like
this is true.
Well.
I love Kira.
Okay. Huh?
Thank you.
Alright, and on that note, we're going to finish up for the night. So, any last thoughts that you guys want to share with the audience?
I wonder if you're there.
Yeah.
Hello.
Is there anything that says like one person viewing or whatever like they used to do?
I don't know.
We will figure that out later. I know we had people when we started, so
Yeah.
whether or not we scared them off is a different story.
Well,
Okay.
even
All
just
right,
talking
so okay, we're gonna finish up. So thank you for joining us tonight, or at any point that you're watching this video at. If you have any more questions for us, you can tweet them using the hashtag Ch1Con on Twitter, or you can email us at chapter1conference@aol.com, or you can look on our website for more information, which is www.chapter1conference.com. And basically, we're all over the internet. Just Google us and you'll find us. If you want to check out who our speakers are for this year, we're very excited about them. We'll probably talk about them more closer to the conference. And yeah, you should come to Chapter 1 Con in August in Chicago. We would love to have you. Yay! Okay, and good night.